coming to you with a special edition of New Garden Road. Today I am on location at the Pagosa Springs pool here in Austin, Texas. Welcome back to New Garden Road, where I share my love of gardening with you in a way that I hope will inform, inspire, and elevate you. Subscribe to my channel and hit the notifications bell. Stay up to date on all the garden action coming at you. Recently, I was in Pagosa Springs, Colorado. Now, that's a different kind of spring altogether. That's a hot sulfur spring. While both Pagosa Springs and Pagosa Springs are naturally occurring, they are completely different, right? This one is 68 degrees, pretty chilly. Pagosa Springs is on the western slope of the Continental Divide. It's also the deepest geothermal hot springs in the world. The average temperature is about 144 degrees, and there's some sulfur in the water, some other minerals. It's really smelly. Pagosa roughly translates to water with a bad smell. How lovely. One of the things I like to do when I travel, I like to investigate other food systems, other ways you can grow your own food. Recently, while I was in Pagosa Springs, I found a Geothermal Greenhouse Project. The mission of the Geothermal Greenhouse Project is to educate the community in sustainable agricultural practices and grow food year-round using renewable energy. They have 3 domes, and they've set those up, and they're piping in some of that hot sulfur water, and that's heating their greenhouse, and they can grow food year-round. Greenhouse wasn't officially open on the day that I visited, but somehow, some way, the stars aligned and somebody let me in. Oh my gosh, so somebody just let us in this geothermal greenhouse, which is not normally open when we're here. I'm excited. Check it out. Beautiful. Arugula. Tomatoes. Look at that kale. It's not kale, it's monster kale. So cool. Look at that. Oh, I love it. I just love it. Dang, what kind of cucumber is that? Maybe an English cucumber? Look at the size of these tomato vines.
Did you see that chard?
Big beef. Oh my goodness. Look at this. This is so cool. Oh boy. I'm enthralled. Look at how cool this is. Wish I had one of these in Texas. Citrus tree in there. Oh my goodness. The education bed, that's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah. That's how you do it right there. That's how you trellis some melons. Look at that. How cool is that? This is so awesome. Look, they got some shade cloth up here. Need that in Colorado too. Black Mission fig tree. It's the top. It's like a whole season's worth of kale right there. Oh my goodness. Look at these tomatoes in containers. Oh. Wow. So that really got me going, got me excited. I've done a lot of research about the Geothermal Greenhouse Project since I left. One other interesting tidbit, as it turns out, Iceland has some of the hottest geothermal water on the planet, considerably hotter than other geothermal water. You know it's really cold there, but they have some really huge, extensive greenhouses, and they're pumping that hot water through pipes, and they are growing organic, fresh food, local food, year-round. That's the way to do it, folks. We shouldn't be trucking this food in from hundreds and thousands of miles or from across the ocean. We should be developing farms in local communities and gardens in local communities, and helping people understand what their options are, how they can grow food where they are, and helping them to do it. We'd eliminate a lot of the fossil fuels we're using, trucking all these things around. We'd have healthier, more delicious, more organic produce. After I left the domes, there is a community garden adjacent to them, and I explored that a little bit. There wasn't anybody around, there were no gardeners present, but it was unique to see, just having such a small growing season there, and you really have to go for it, go for everything, your tomatoes, your broccoli, your lettuce, your kale, all in one season. They had a lot of good stuff growing. Now we're at the Pagosa Springs Community Garden. Oh my goodness, garden. Look at all this. Beans and okra. Gotta thin those seedlings. Thin them out. What is this? Cabbage? Greens? Look at that broccoli. Broccoli in August.
Broccoli in August.
Seems crazy. Bloom where you're planted. I can dig it. Flowering kale. Artichoke. It's like some beet greens and some beets. Oh yeah, Swiss chard. Somebody eating here. So seeds in there. Definitely see some radish, some lettuce, some kale, some spinach. It's real inspiring for me to be in another garden space other than my own, in another state, another climate. It's really one of those things that you kind of learn to appreciate growing in a real harsh climate like Central Texas. And the fact that we're in southern Colorado, they're growing kale, lettuce, artichokes, tomatoes, all these things side by side. It just goes to show there's endless possibilities. Sure would be interesting to meet some of the gardeners that grow food here and see what their take is on growing food in southern Colorado. I have no idea other than what I can see here. You got tomatoes and broccoli growing side by side. I think it's a pretty short growing season, so you just got to go for it. You got to get it all in there. And I imagine the last frost date is probably pretty tricky. Yeah, so basically I really get inspired and fired up by seeing how other people garden. I think it's an opportunity for learning. It exposes me to new ideas, new possibilities, and I think my philosophy as it goes with growing my own food is really connected to that element of adaptability. You got to be able to adapt. Each season's going to be different. If you're growing food in a different climate for the first time, that's going to be different. So you have to understand how to adapt, push the boundaries, experiment, and find ways to grow your own food, because it can happen. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it inspires you to understand where your food comes from, and when you travel, seek that out as well. If you like what you see and you want to see more of it, please subscribe to my page, leave me a question or comment below, and keep it organic. And I'm recording right now.
Whoops.
And after you've been gardening all day, it's what you do, come over here and take you a bath, get all cleaned up. See what I'm saying? Wash all that dirt off. And then you grow something in the runoff.